morning, everyone. I hope you had a good start of your day. I did. I already did my morning ritual. I love it. It's such a nice way to start my day. And I have some breakfast here. I'm gonna eat that. It's an amazing smoothie bowl. Oh, I love it. I'm looking forward to this already. But first, I want to do a video. And this video is about why I sucked at my 30-day challenge. You'll probably be like, what is this topic about? I'll get to that, no worries. First, let me create a little bit of context. It is about a 30-day challenge that I did in 2019. In 2019, I was actually in a very bad place. I was not feeling okay. I was going through my spiritual awakening, and I was also heartbroken at the same time. And I lost a lot of work. My 2 cats died in 2 months after each other. There was a lot going on, and it really impacted me on a massive, unmeasurable level. I was feeling really sad. I was frustrated. I was angry. There was a lot going inside of my system, and it was draining me to an extent where I was incapable of focusing. I just wanted to sleep half of the day. I was able to meditate, but I couldn't do a lot. I was crying a lot. And I knew I had to change something because I was not doing well. And I knew I have to get my energy back. I have to get myself back up in the saddle. I have to move forward because that's what I've used. I have to continue. No looking back, just go, go, go. Just get over it and just move on. So I saw a friend that was doing a 30-day challenge. And I was like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do a 30-day challenge. And I just called him and I said, hey, I see you doing this challenge. What is it? What are you doing? Can you give me a challenge? So he gave me a challenge. He gave me a challenge for 30 days. It was exercises, push-ups. I had to do abs, crunches, and burpees. And I had to do a lot of them, and I had to do 3 rounds. So I was gonna do that. So I started, and I was like, I'm gonna nail this. 30, I got this. I was really convinced. Then after day 3, I quit. I just stopped. I even got very ill. I got so ill. I was ill for a week, but I quit on myself. Now, that was not really working in my favor. As a matter of fact, it got me more frustrated, angry. I felt embarrassed because I was sharing it on social media, and I just quit after day 3. I was like, what is the world gonna think of me? Like, loser. So that was my whole mindset. And this is exactly the point. This is exactly why I'm making this video. Because why did I do that 30-day challenge? Why did I do it, and why did I bail after 3 days? The reason this happened is just one reason only, and it is because I was looking for external validation. Because I was no longer able to validate myself. I was not coming from a place of self-love because I lost all trust in myself, in my being. I didn't feel worthy. As a matter of fact, I felt worthless. I felt I wasn't worthy of love. I wasn't worthy of success. I was in a very bad place. And I thought by doing this, I was proving myself to the world that I was an amazing person, that I did deserve to be loved, did deserve to be acknowledged in my being. And people would see me because I didn't feel seen, I didn't feel respected, I didn't feel appreciated, I didn't feel loved. But it all came from a place of pain. It didn't come from a place of self-honor. And that was a very important moment for me. because that changed everything and how I looked at myself. Because the question that you have to ask yourself in that moment is, why do I need that validation? Where is this coming from? How come I'm not able to validate myself? How come I need this validation from outside sources? And in my case, this was a 30-day challenge. But it happens in many ways to us. It is that job title that you always need to drop on the table because you want people to see you in that status. It's fine, there's no problem with that, but it depends on where it comes from. It's about driving that Porsche, because if you drive a Porsche, then you must be someone, not because you love the car. People don't know that you had to turn around like every penny and you're like broke and your fridge is empty, but you're still driving a Porsche. It's that expensive house with all that expensive stuff to show off, but you're miserable in your whole being. You're working over hours and you can't even enjoy it because you have to work 2 jobs or 2, like you have your main work and then you have a side job because otherwise you can't pay the bills. Those are all things, if they happen in that way, then it's coming from the wrong place. Because you can enjoy having nice material. Don't get me wrong, I love beautiful stuff as well. But it shouldn't be because you need to show off to your environment, because otherwise you're afraid that they don't like you or they see you, they have an opinion about you. And in my case, when I look at my situation, this 30-day challenge, and also all the emotions that were actually, that it was built upon, were coming from my childhood. And it really literally brought me back to this little girl that was crying her heart out because she didn't feel seen, she didn't feel acknowledged for the person she really was, feel respected for the person that she really was. And that's all coming from my childhood. I come from a family that they raised me in a way where doing became important, not being. So I learned that I had to do in order to receive. And that showed itself in like, get good grades at school, go to this specific education, having a certain status. All these things were very important in our family. That doesn't make my family bad people. That is just how they grew up. That is just how they were raised. And that's just the knowledge that they just brought across in their in raising us. And it was for me very difficult because I didn't feel I could be what I really wanted to be. I'm a very artistic person. I was already as a young child very connected. I saw and knew things before they happened, for example. And I sang and I wanted to write and all these things. There was no room for that when I grew up. And I started just to suppress it. So I started to adapt my behavior to what was expected of me, and that was doing to receive. So I excelled in sports. At some point I was actually playing tennis at a very, very high level and being very good in gymnastics. I even had to choose one of the two because I could be in the selection group of both. And I had to choose one. Just to give an example. I'm not doing either one of them anymore. Doesn't matter. But I was really good. Everything I did, I just gave my 200%. Which as a child was amazing because I was cheered on for it the whole time. But as an adult, I noticed it started sabotaging my career. It sabotaged my relationships. I started to attract wrong things and wrong people in my life. To a certain extent, that situations became very toxic because I was craving for this validation because that's all I knew. And that's what worked for me as a child, but it didn't work for me anymore as an adult. So it manifested in many ways, and I kept reinforcing that until I started realizing that. And that realization came last year in 2019. After I met my twin flame, it was a very, very intense time, and it was a wake-up call. Really, it was the biggest wake-up call I ever had. So I knew I had to start working with this, and I knew there were wounds for me to heal. So I started a self-love journey. That's what True North is all about. It's about self-love. It's about raising your vibration. It's about healing in order to bring the light in and just to become that version of yourself that is authentic. And that's what this video actually is all about. So it's not so much about the 30-day challenge. It's more about how can you love yourself better, because self-love is the foundation of everything. It's the foundation of your success in how you experience life, in how you love. Because if you can't even love yourself, you can't give it to someone else either. You give a distorted version of yourself, which is not authentic. So the person that you're giving it to can't give that back to you what you actually need, because you're not giving that and showing that what's really truly you. So in order to change that around, you have to start within. You have to rebuild that inner world. It is so important, and it takes courage, it takes honesty, it takes work, because it is hard work, because it's not something that you do overnight. It is a process, and it takes a lot of time. I mean, we're learning the rest of our lives. I've come to the conclusion, I am totally clear on that. And I'm honest to myself. That ego side of mine, like the wounded ego side, I know it's gonna heal till kingdom come, but that's okay. And it's okay to acknowledge that you're not perfect, that you're working, that you're learning, that you're growing. Because when you keep an open mind, that's when the fun starts. Because now I can see things happening. I can look at myself, and I can even laugh about myself. I'm like, oh yeah, here we go again. You go, girl. Little girl. And then I start an inner dialogue. I start to write about it, or I talk to friends about it. And you know, sometimes when I talk about it, they also give me feedback, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about that. That's really good that you mentioned that. And it's about creating this awareness, and then working with that awareness to create that best version of yourself, and really have your values, and really setting boundaries where it's needed. So next time something like this happens, you can say like, okay, maybe I didn't need that 30-day challenge. Maybe I just needed to get my rest and just talk to someone about the situation, because that's what I needed actually in that moment. And I just needed to grieve. I just needed to relax my body. That was what I needed. And if I do want to do a 30-day challenge next time, it is because I want to create stamina and energy, because there are so many cool things that I'm doing, like creating my music, working on True North experience, or because I want to do an amazing hike and I know I want to feel energized for it. So I'm just gonna build up to that because I love being in the mountains. Then it comes from a different place. That makes all the difference. So I'm gonna leave you with that. If you like to comment on this video, if you have questions, you can send me a message in the comments or description, under the description. And if you like my content, connect, subscribe, follow. I would love to connect with more people that go through this journey, and share, exchange. That would be really nice. because we're all on this journey. Everyone is experiencing life in their own way, and I think we can help each other. Stronger together, they say. That's it for today. Thank you so much. I see you next time, and don't forget to click like if you liked the video.